Right. My name is Devin Pomaki, and I'll be doing my. There we go. Be doing my presentation on depression. The reason I chose depression because it's been a topic that I've always wanted to study a little bit, teach about, just because it's been part of my life in negative way. So I always wanted to kind of look more into it. Once we get into the bibliography that I put together is articles from recent time, 2012, and a little bit further back in 2000. Basically, found one from the University Press of Mississippi that was pretty interesting, and the Mood Disease by Johns Hopkins University. So definitely something that is pretty trustworthy. So what is depression? So depression is a mental health disorder that is characterized by your personality. So mood, so you have a lot of mood changes. Your interests and activities go extremely down. Lack of energy, difficult at maintaining communication with people, concentration, just interested in life is completely down. So here's a little picture right here. So basically, this is a healthy brain. The frontal cortex has blood flowing perfectly to where in chronic depression, the frontal cortex, the brain doesn't really flow. And a cool little characteristic that I found was a little funny, but there's gender differences in depression. So the women are affected twice as more than men, but men actually are more caused to commit suicide when in depression. Now in depression, these episodes last anywhere from 2 to 3 months, and you'll notice them for sure if somebody is depressed. Just depending on their act, they can't really hide it. It's not like sadness or feeling, anxiety or something like that, to where you can kind of hide it and mask it. To where depression, you understand when somebody's depressed because they are low of life, they're low of energy, they're low of everything. They sit in the house and pretty much do nothing. And a little bit more about the woman. The reason why it's so more common in women is just because their peak from 25 to 44 is a rough time, and sex change, sex hormones are different, the way their social life is different, the way they cope things with it are different. So, what happens in the brain? So, the three main parts that play a role is the hippocampus, the amygdala, and the prefrontal cortex. So, basically, what the hippocampus is located near the center of the brain, and the reason why many researchers believe that those are the main roles because there is a chemical that plays a big part of why people are depressed. And the physical structure is it's a chemical that is called cortisol. So basically, when the body is released cortisol at different times, it's from mental stress. And when there's too much cortisol at times, then there's imbalance in the body. So what the cortisol does to the prefrontal cortex is it makes it shrink. So the prefrontal cortex is responsible for regulating emotions and making decisions and basically formatting memories. So when it shrinks, a lot of those good memories could be gone. Your decision making is horrible, and your emotions are all over the place. And with the amygdala, it's that part is responsible for emotional responses and pleasure and fear. So when that chemical is released, there is irregular amounts of hormones that are released in your bodies. So your pleasure, your fears can be all over the place, and your emotional response to certain things could be crazy, to where you can snap and be mad at something, or you can be super sad. That's basically what goes on in the brain. And we go to a little bit facts about the brain. So the most common symptoms of depression is feeling helplessness, hopeless, useless, self-hated, guilty self, and then you can also call it self-harm to yourself. You see a lot of people loss of weight, lose of sleep, and loss of sex drive. And a little bit some facts about depression. One of the most common illness found in human beings. Sometimes can be chronic. It affects 20% of the population in the United States worldwide. 20%. It runs in families, so if your family is diagnosed with depression or has some type of depression issues, always good to watch out and try to make your lifestyle as best as possible for yourself. and it affects more than 17 million Americans each year, and hundreds of thousands are actually being treated by medications, which I don't entirely think that should be released with medications of pills or anything like that. Maybe a form that they believe that could probably best suit them. So we go into the quiz. What are the three main parts of the brain that are affected by MDD, which is major depression disorder? The hippocampus, the amygdala, or the prefrontal cortex, or all three? Which is D?